Okay, so let's actually talk about how to add and subtract polynomials. I have 6x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3x cubed plus 7x squared. When you add polynomials, it can look like this, or it will look like this. Now, these are both the exact same thing. When you're adding polynomials, you only add like terms. And we talked about this earlier. A three-headed monster can only go with a three-headed monster. A two-headed monster can only go with a two-headed monster. So if we look here, I only do my coefficients. 6 plus 3 is what? 9x cubed. And then what's negative 4 plus 7? 3x squared. If you have it over here, I like to combine with shapes. I know that the squares go together and the circles go together. 6 plus 3 is 9. Negative 4 plus 7 is 3. Now remember, you only add like terms together. Let's talk about what happens when I have this. When I have a subtraction sign in between my two, what that means is that the first parentheses, they don't really matter, but this next one, this has to be distributed to both numbers inside. So this first part is going to come down just as 4x to the 6th minus x to the 4th. And then I've got to distribute that negative. Now there's a couple of ways people like to do this. I like to just say I change the sign of each one inside, because that's what this is saying. Take the opposite of this. A lot of people like to put a 1 there, and they distribute a negative 1. Whichever way you want to do it is fine. Whatever you're most comfortable with. So I have a negative 2x to the 6th and a negative 6x to the 4th. Now, once I've distributed that, I can combine like terms. This and this goes together. 4 minus 2 is 2x to the 6th. And then we have this. This is a negative 1, and a negative 6 means a negative 7 x to the 4th. And you should write it like that and not plus negative 7. The hard part is going to be when it looks like this type of a problem. And it says subtract. You have to know to go in and distribute a negative to both of these numbers. So this would become a negative 2x and a negative 6x. So just be very careful with that. For example, let's take a look at this one. And I'm taking these directly from your homework, so don't think I'm just trying to mess with your brain. So what I have to do here, since this is a subtraction problem, is I have to first change all of my signs or distribute a negative 1. A negative 10 becomes positive. A negative positive 4 becomes negative 4. A negative 13 becomes a positive. And a negative 9 becomes a positive. So now I don't have to worry about my negatives because I've distributed it. I combine like terms. What's 14 plus 10? 24m cubed. What's a negative 14 and a negative 4? Negative 18m squared. 13 plus 6 is 19m. and 9 plus 4 is 13. And that's how you do adding and subtracting.